Welcome. Over the Top Sports Edition. This your boy HD here with the Over the Top part of the Over the Top podcast crew. It is me and
Jeez,
Q tonight. We just gonna take care of this thing. What's up, Q?
jeez. I mean, I know we've been on a break, but you don't forgot the intro.
Well, no, I didn't forget the intro. It's the sports intro. That was a shortened intro, sir. That was the intro.
The short and intro.
It was a shortened intro. The sports show. Hopefully we can get the playmaker on. There to a couple more people jump on, but we'll see. We'll see. But we've been gone, man. So let's talk about this thing a little bit. What we got going on in the wonderful world of college football?
Ah, well, it depends where you want to start with. Do you want to start with the playoffs, or you want to start with Florida State?
Well, I mean, let's start the playoffs. Well, we all want to start with the champions. Then we'll go down to everybody else. Let's start with the playoffs. So we got the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, first game, Michigan versus Alabama. Wait, hold on a second. First off, did we have a show after they announced the actual four teams?
I don't think we did. We haven't had a show in a little while.
All right, then I'll be able to say it. Alabama shouldn't be there. Let's start there.
We still on that. I thought we had a show. But
We haven't had that conversation on the show. We haven't had that conversation.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, man. Hopefully things will change next year. But it is what it is. You're never gonna want Alabama in the game. That's just a committee. Anytime you put a human element to this thing, you always have mishaps and mess ups, sir.
But so that aside, and also I've thought about more. The only reason Texas is there because they didn't want Alabama to not be there, and you can't have Alabama their team that beat them.
That's right. Overall, though, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if Georgia would have had their business, we wouldn't be in a situation.
Oh, they most certainly would have tried this. They most likely. You know what? It was a close game.
Nah,
Alabama went in there and tried.
No, that wasn't gonna go down just like that. But now we are here. I mean, the anticipation is over. The wait is over. We're down to the final four. And the sad thing about it, I honestly, I don't want to say it, but I honestly got Alabama winning it. I just don't think Michigan is physical enough. And I don't think they have enough athletic talent to stay on the field.
We still talking about physicality and athletic talents in the SEC.
Yes.
The SEC didn't. I don't think. Okay, first off, I don't think the SEC beat any.
I'm not talking about the SEC. I'm not making it the SEC. I'm not making it an SEC conversation. I said that Michigan don't have enough physicality to be Alabama. Now, I'm not making it. I mean, they don't have nothing to do with Alabama being in the SEC. Alabama being the Pac-10 for all I care. Michigan don't have the physicality with the speed. They may be physical, but do they have that combined with the speed? I just don't think they do. Even when watching them this year, they ain't look explosive. They won games, but they weren't explosive.
I'm sorry, who?
Michigan.
Were we watching the same games this year?
Yeah.
And you're telling me
they won games,
and what you telling me is Alabama looked explosive this year?
Towards the end, yes. They took the most physical football team in the last 2 years and took it behind the woodshed and tapped on that thing. So
okay. So what happened before that?
Well, I'm not worried about the week before that. I'm not worried about the game before that. They took two-time national champ Georgia Bulldogs,
I don't think there was a single player.
Who's been known to be the most physical, who's been known to be one of the most physical football teams in the last 3 years. They took that team and punched them in the mouth.
Both Georgia and Alabama, and we went over their schedules off camera, and we'll go through it on camera.
They can have the weakest schedule in the world.
Both of them have very sorry schedules.
So what?
And because not only do they have very sorry schedules, they then
the schedule doing you play who's in front of you. That don't mean the only other more physical game that Alabama played this year was against Texas. And Texas beat them on because they was a little more physical and a little more faster on that day. Them are the only other team that could physically match up against Alabama and the Georgia. Michigan just don't match up this year. I'm not talking about the schedule.
So are we forgetting Auburn punching Alabama in the mouth?
We win this year?
Yes, this year.
Did they win?
We watched that game.
But did they win?
They did not win.
That's right.
However, do I need to remind you how they won?
Made no difference. Made no difference how you win. Made no difference how you win. A win is a win, sir. A win is a win, sir. A W is a W. Hey, we can say the same thing about our team. We look horrible out there in them streets, but daggone, a win is a win now.
The small difference is you're saying they beat the most physical team over the past 2 years. A lot of that Georgia defense is now on our team. That Georgia defense wasn't the same. That Georgia offense wasn't the same. That Georgia offense lost their 30-year-old quarterback.
Hey, but they got a veteran. They had a veteran quarterback. They got puzzled. The bottom line is, if you didn't want this mayhem, because we ain't got to talk about the schedule every time we talk about Alabama football. And I'm not necessarily an Alabama fan. I really want Washington to win because they'll shake up the whole mantra. But I'm looking at Michigan. Michigan this year. I'm not saying they didn't win. They deserve to be there. I just don't think they're as physical team as the Alabama team. That's all I'm saying.
Based off of history or just this year?
No, based off of this year. History don't mean nothing because you play the game. They ain't playing last year's team. I'm talking about this year's team. When I watch Michigan this year, I watch Michigan this year, and when I watch Alabama this year, and I look at the both teams, I see Alabama more physical and more athletic than Michigan. That's what I see. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I ain't trying to look behind the lines, or I ain't trying to expand no more than that.
But you gave Alabama props for beating a Georgia team that we both recognize was not a good team this year. They just had a sorry schedule that they made. We got from college.
Get off the schedule. You play who was in front of you. Let's get off the schedule. And what I said is, and I cleared all that up, Quentin. Like I said in my estimation, this year Alabama team is more physical and more athletic than this year Michigan team. That's all I'm saying.
All right, and I will stand here and say that is not true.
Okay. So you got Michigan winning?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So then move on. You got Michigan. I got Alabama. So you got Texas, and you got Washington. Who you got?
I haven't seen enough Texas, but I've seen enough Washington to know Washington's another team that struggled a lot this year. Even against Oregon, besides the Pac-12 championship game, they struggled with Oregon the first time. Washington struggled a lot this year against teams they should have beaten easily. But I haven't seen enough Texas games to say they'll beat Washington though.
So what are you saying?
I'm going Washington. However, I would not be surprised if Texas go out there and air it out on Washington.
Well, no, Texas ain't gonna air it out. Texas they're gonna try to run the ball that you throw it also, and they're gonna try to be big and strong and physical also. If they allow Washington's quarterback to sit in that pocket, they're gonna have a long day. I'm gonna tear it off the gate. But if that defensive line get to that quarterback, well, Washington gonna be in trouble. So that game gonna be won in the trenches. That game gonna be won in the trenches. And I'm not sure how good Washington defense is. Because a lot of you in the Pac-12, a lot of those games are shootouts. They're not necessarily defensive battles. Washington shows some,
From experience, Washington's defense is not the best.
Well, but at the same time now they beat the only other, I guess you call them the only other better team out where they beat Oregon twice. So I mean, you beat a team twice in 1 year. That's kind of saying something.
And I'll say the first game Oregon had it, and Oregon basically gave them the win. The Pac-12 championship game, Washington went out there and they won it.
Well, like I said, it's hard to beat a team twice in 1 year. I don't care how it's done. Unless that's kind of beating them down. I don't think hard to beat a game in 1 year. So who you got? So you got Washington, and you got Michigan against Washington. Who wins the national championship?
If out of those two, that will be Michigan. I think Michigan beats Washington relatively easily.
Okay, all right.
Now,
I got Alabama.
Michigan, and I just remember this. Now, it hasn't hurt them all year, but they still don't have their head coach. And that may hurt them against Alabama.
No, it ain't hurt them all year. It shouldn't hurt them against Alabama. Because if you went out there and won, without your coach a couple of games, and you got other coach crying on the sideline and carrying on with a win. Hey, you should be ready to roll. Especially when you had 2 weeks to prepare for them. Hell, you don't need no coaches on the sideline. You had 2 weeks to prepare for a team. The team should have all the plays scripted on the forearm. They ain't played in 2 weeks. I mean, geez.
The difference is in 2 weeks. It's been about a month, but
right.
The biggest difference is none of those coaches are Nick Saban.
Well, you gotta be Nick Saban. I mean,
you gotta be pretty much perfect.
Who gonna be on the sideline? Nick Saban or John Harbaugh?
Nick Saban gonna be on the sideline. Nick Saban gonna be on the sideline. John Harbaugh is still suspended.
Well, but Nick always gonna be on the sideline. That is what it is. So we'll see. I think Alabama. I want Washington to win. I think it's gonna be Alabama to Texas, and I think Alabama gonna win the national championship. Although I want Washington to win, I just have a distinctive feeling that they. Well, no, I've been watching. I'm gonna stay with Washington. I'm gonna watch the Alabama. But I still get Alabama win the championship.
Hey, you want Washington win the whole thing, but you have them losing to Texas?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Well, now my heart tells me I want Washington to win it all. I want Washington to beat Texas, and I want Washington to beat Alabama. I just don't think they're gonna be able to maintain that, especially in the trenches. I think the trenches is gonna hurt them on both. If they get past Texas, that offensive line is gonna take its toll.
I'll say Michigan's toughest test is Alabama. I think Michigan beats Washington and Texas pretty easily. Their toughest test is Alabama.
Okay, so there we go. We got it. So not just FSU though, Quinn. We got a lot of teams that's resting 14, 15 players in each game. I mean, if you look at the Orange Bowl, I think Florida State is resting 14. 14 players not playing. No, I think 40 players total is not playing. Is not playing in that bowl game.
So, in fact, I got the list right here. Actually, is it both teams? Yeah, that's Georgia. It only says I got to name some. Georgia is not playing. Wait, Georgia top four.
I think Georgia got like 10 or 15.
Yeah, they got a cornerback who's in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 20. Georgia has 22 players sitting, not from risk, because they entered the transfer portal.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I think
that's
Florida
right.
State got about 14 of their own.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So, but I think they're sitting for two different reasons. First, I think Georgia players, like I said, transfer portal. There's a lot of Florida State players who are taking this as disrespect because they should be there.
No, I think a lot of them in transfer portals too. You may have a couple that gonna take the solemn stance. I should have been in the championship combines. But I think the real reason they ain't playing is because the Orange Bowl don't mean that much to them. The Orange Bowl mean a lot to probably the school. I mean, probably for the trophy case. But for them players, they ain't no national championship.
And honestly, it really don't mean anything for the trophy case. You can't name when it comes to college football, you cannot name a Rose Bowl winner, who won the Rose Bowl, the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl. You can't name them because college football doesn't make a care. I think
right. I mean, so
there's like 40 some. There's a lot of bowls. There's a lot of bowl games. I gotta see how many bowl games there are. There's a lot of bowl games.
It's oversaturated. But so what I'm looking to see, so this year's almost gonna be a wash. I mean, I think the rate is gonna be down 43. For the viewership because you got a lot of bowl games, but I think the stadium is gonna be packed. And I'm hoping next year they could with this 10-game playoffs they doing now.
Well,
next
year? It's gonna be 12 teams, but we're gonna run into the same issue, except now even more of the bowl games aren't gonna matter because
it will because they'll be the playoff games.
The Rose Bowl and the Cotton Bowl are the two that are there right now.
Right, but if you spend the 12 teams, you gotta have at least 6 bowls?
No,
Jeez, Flacco. But anyway,
I'm just now seeing that.
Did you if you what I was saying, I lost my train of thought.
I think they're gonna do the 12 teams like they did this year.
12 teams. So those bowl games become playoff games. So should make it a little more interesting and a little more you get a little more participation from that portal. So I'm gonna say they got the portal in the wrong position. They should do no portal to after the bowl games.
That I agree. But then again, you can transfer at any point during the season. I think.
No, the portal is only windows. They had 2 windows. Remember how the transfer portal worked.
Right.
But should they? So the thing is, should you have the portal before the bowl games? Don't they take away?
I'll do one better. Since they're all still in college, I say you cannot transfer until the end of the school cycle.
Well, no, I don't know. He won. Well, I mean, transfer portal. No, you not the school cycle, the sports cycle. Now you gotta.
I'll give you sports
cycle.
I'll give you sports cycle.
You can't go smooth school cycle because all the sports timelines are different, and that happen to doing school. So you can't do after doing the summer only.
But yeah,
I think that become a mess.
You cannot transfer until like 2 weeks after the national championship game.
Why 2 weeks? Because they have a portal window. Remember they had like a 60-day window.
Yeah, let it start after at least 2 weeks. You want to because there's gonna be players who are going to announce they're transferring like right after the championship game. Let the championship, let the game breathe. Let whoever wins, let them breathe. Let them get their
Only part that slowed down the word business. That's what college sports is becoming. Big business.
And that's honestly that's college. That's the NCAA's fault. That's their own fault.
It becomes big business. So let's switch gears a little bit. That guy we go to what, the NFL?
I do have NFL up next. Let's start this way. I got NFL contenders and NFL pretenders. Let me look at the actual standings. All right. Are the Dolphins? We'll start with the Dolphins. Dolphins are they contenders or are they frauds?
Oh, the Dolphins for real. You don't think so?
I don't. I think people get on the Cowboys, and we'll get to them in a second about how Cowboys, Cowboys only got 2 wins above being teams above 500, and one of them is us. I think the Dolphins don't have any wins over 500. Like, I don't think.
So what are they now? What they standing?
They're 11-4, and they're in the playoffs.
But, so my question to you is, how can you be a pretender if you're in the playoffs?
Ask the NFC South.
And they got 11-4 records, so they won 11 games.
Yeah, but
I think with the Dolphins catch you on if everybody helps, they catch you on a good day. They can run the table. They don't show you.
Okay. The Dolphins' wins are against the Raiders, the Jets, the Commanders. They lost to the Titans. They beat the Jets, Cowboys, and they play the Ravens. Hold on a second. They play the Ravens Sunday. Lost to the Chiefs, beat the Patriots, lost to the Eagles, beat the Panthers and the Giants, lost to the Bills, and they put 70 on the Broncos. They beat the Patriots and they beat the Chargers. Now,
who was in front of you?
Now in the NFL, yes, you play who's in front of you. But
I mean, I think they got flaws. But I mean, I think if their offense get hot, you could be in trouble.
But think of it this way: 2 teams they're probably going to face in the playoffs: the Bills, the Chiefs, maybe the Titans. Those are 3 of their 4 losses, and the other one is Eagles.
I don't put them on top of the AFC. No.
Another team in contention, the Buffalo Bills. They fired their head coach, 2-3 weeks ago? Or the offense coordinator? I believe they fired him.
The Bills will make the playoffs?
They are in the wild card hunt.
Because you got the Dolphins winning the division.
They're currently 6th in the AFC.
No, but the Dolphins are winning that division.
Yeah, but the Bills got a wild card. The 3 current wild cards are the Browns, Bills, and the Colts. Okay.
So right now the Browns look like they're gonna grab I don't know. The Browns right now gonna go. They're gonna go 11-5 because it's second quarter. It looks like this game gonna be over, but we'll see. So I mean, okay. Who else you got? I mean, I say they can. Who else you got? Let's move on.
I'm looking at the Chiefs sideways too. Patrick Mahomes has not been. The Chiefs receiving core, as well as Patrick Mahomes, have not looked like themselves the past few weeks. Now, we say that all the times about the Chiefs. Like we said this last year about the Chiefs. But this year with how the Chiefs are, the receivers and even Travis Kelce's dropping passes.
Well, they ain't got to do a Pat Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes putting the ball on the helmet, between the numbers, hit them in their hands, handing it to them, they dropping it. I mean,
well, no, Patrick Mahomes.
If they learn, so I'm asking you a question now. That dig a little deeper than that.
Yeah.
Because normally, if I look at when you look at football and you look at how football is played, catching the football is one of the basic fundamental skill sets that you have to learn as a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between this year team and last year team? Well, they can't catch the ball. Why can't they catch the ball? Well, last year team they had somebody over there, Eric Bieniemy, to keep a little more structure around them and make sure they catch that football. This year, I don't think they have nobody hold them accountable. What I do, I mean, football is a simple sport. If I was a little league coach, or if I was a high school coach, and if my receivers continue to miss them balls they're throwing in your chest, we gonna stop doing 15, 20 up downs on the spot. So if I do that on little league elementary, if I do a little league high school, college, I can do it in pro too. Oh, we gonna catch the ball, or we're gonna be the strongest wide receiver core in the league. That's exactly how I would handle that.
It's easy to do that.
I would handle that.
And it's easy to do that for kids. There's some grown men with attitude that they say, "Oh, a lot of it, like you said last year, a lot of these receivers got a ring. A lot of them got their first ring."
No. I'm saying is the discipline is gone. They had no catching problem last year.
To my knowledge, no, they did not.
So only thing changed was the discipline of Eric Bieniemy. All that changed was the discipline of Eric Bieniemy. So my thing is this: hey, we're gonna learn to catch the ball. We're gonna do some up downs. We're gonna do some push ups. We're gonna be the strongest wide receiver core in the daggone NFL until y'all learn how to do the basic necessities. Catch the football. That's your job. That's what you get paid to do. That's what you get paid to do.
Yeah.
Catch the football. So, with that being said, that's exactly how I handle the Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's move over to the NFC.
Well, we didn't talk about the Ravens. Some say the Ravens is going to be the best team in the AFC.
I would agree. That's what I think. I think that is a foregone. I don't think there's any other team. I think Ravens may be the best team in football right now.
Oh wow! Okay. And
I saw someone said, and I saw a video on it earlier, and it's on Lamar Jackson. There's a lot of times where Lamar Jackson, the past 2 years, he'll scramble the pocket, and he's taking off. This year, his running yards I think are down. That's because instead of just taking off, he'll stop. He'll scramble the pocket.
Is his running yards down? But I see what you're saying. He's looking to pass it more than it's the run.
I think that. Let me check in, but I think they're down from this year to last year. Rushing yards 786 or 740.
I mean, but I understand what you're saying, but people forget he's still a threat out there.
Oh, that's why he got hurt last year. I think it's also his first year. He's been healthy 15 games. Knock on wood. Lamar usually get hurt like week 13, 14.
But I'm more impressed with that defense right now than the offense.
That defense has always been good. Ravens have always had a good defense.
Not like that. Not like they have this year. The other year, not like they had this year to have it.
No, I'm saying a lot of Ravens issues on offense either. And first off, they're having the same issue this year. Their running back room can't stay healthy. And Lamar has some legit weapons to throw the football to. Actually, here's a conversation that needs to be had. Was it earlier this year? There are some people who are on this show that are not on here now. They didn't know what Odell Beckham was gonna give you. And then Odell Beckham started the year off slow. And over the past few weeks, he's been picking it up. Odell this year has 34 receptions, 3 touchdowns.
I mean, that's not lighting it up now, sir.
Oh, wrong person.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. You ain't
500 receiving yards.
You ain't lighting it up. He got 3 touchdowns.
So when it comes to targeting, Zay Flowers has 105 targets, so Lamar has a favorite. Mark Andrews has 61, but Mark Andrews has been hurt, I think. Mark Andrews got hurt earlier this year. And Odell got 63 targets.
He's doing okay. I mean, he ain't lighting it up.
I didn't say he was gonna light it up. We said he was going to produce, and he is producing.
Okay.
There are even times where you see there are times you'll see flashback of the old Odell where you'll live on a slant route, he gets some open space and he makes something happen. And then he run 30 yards and you remember, oh, he's getting old. Because there's sometimes when he's outrun the safeties, and now he's not outrunning the safeties. But he's doing what he's supposed to.
I mean, he's okay. I mean, he's a piece of the puzzle. Flowers the key to that squad. But I say I'm more impressed how they handle themselves defensively. I mean, if you can stop the run and then stop the pass, you doing pretty good for yourself. And the Jaguars, is your boy still hurt?
He is in and out. He's banged up. I'll say that. Trevor Lawrence is banged up. He wasn't supposed to play last week. They say he sprained, and he had some type of knee injury where he really shouldn't have played.
Yeah.
I saw someone said if you take a bat to his knee, he wouldn't feel it. His knee was up. Had to, and he went out there and stung the field. It shows.
All right, so let's we can switch over to the NFC.
So 49ers, despite what just happened to them, in the NFC, they're contenders.
Wait, the NFC, they lead the NFC. They lead the NFC. They're on top of the NFC.
They lead via tiebreaker.
Well, no, they don't. We went over the other day. With the schedule now, I mean, they are. I think if you look at number 1 seed,
but the
NFC 3 teams, the 49ers.
There are 3 teams in the NFC with 11-4 record. The 49ers, the Eagles, the Lions. All of them got 11-4.
Correct, but the 49ers beat the Eagles.
Yeah, that's why I say they're number 1 via tiebreaker.
49ers beat the Eagles. I mean, they're playing good football. Brock Purdy playing solid football this year. Their defense stout. To add some pieces to make them a little more relevant. I think this past weekend, they got an eye over the experience. Got to have somebody to match. They made Brock throw the ball all over the field. And that was their method of winning. So if you shut down the run and you make Brock throw it, he may give you a turnover or 2, which he did. And that's kind of how they played out.
I want to stop you 1 second. We weren't gonna get to Detroit yet, but it is 30 seconds left, 27 seconds left, and Detroit and Boston is tied at 106.
Well, I mean, the season's not over with. I mean, hopefully Detroit you get a win tonight.
Oh, wait, and Porzingis going to the free throw line. Back to football. I think they went against a team that they said you're not going to run the ball on us, And yeah, they made Brock Purdy throw the ball. Oh no, Porzingis didn't go free throw line. They made Brock Purdy stay back there and throw the football.
Right, and again, and that's but don't every team is able to have that formula?
No, they are not.
So they did something that they played to the strength. So they played to the strength of that team. I mean, and I don't think that's going to change. I think the 49ers is going to go in the end of the year, being the top of the NFC, and they're going to get the bye week. Because their next opponent is not going to stop them, and we're not going to be able to catch them. So I think they're gonna I think they're gonna walk in as the I think everything gonna have to run through San Fran.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to look back at the AFC for a second. Did Joe Flacco really just put up 34 on the Jets defense in a half?
Oh yeah, he's balling. They're balling.
Now, who would have?
But it's not just Joe Flacco now. I mean, they had a couple of picks, and we got to stop doing it. All because the team blowing up and beat somebody, we want to automatically to go to the quarterback play. Although he been tossing that thing. But yeah, right now.
So then I have another question for you. Then we'll get back to the NFC because I just happened to look over there. Does Joe Flacco have another Super Bowl run in him?
No. Backup at best, if that.
And okay, so
right now, man, he playing pretty decent. 16 with 22, 296, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. But you are playing against the Jets. Well, I don't know.
But the Jets have a good defense. The issue is Jets can't score the ball.
Well, I mean, they got to get some stops.
But
Cleveland jumped out on them early.
And with that being said,
Joe Flacco is a backup at best.
Okay, so
really questionable at that, huh?
Then follow-up question. That means we do not see any more of Deshaun Watson at all.
Amen.
Because first off, he's not competing anyway.
I know one knock a man hustle. Or I don't know he want to admire man hustle. But
we're talking about the most
million and pretty much set out the whole year because he had a shoulder strain. Now I'm not saying that man. I don't know.
We'll get the quarterbacks and contracts in a second, but is that the worst contract in the league right now?
I mean, is it? I mean, I don't know. It's still he haven't paid dividends yet. It's an investment.
His first year, he played 4 games. This year, he played 4 games. Got hurt, and without him, they're fifth in the AFC.
It's an investment. The only thing you can say about it is an investment. That's an investment.
Okay, back to the NFC. What are Eagles gonna do? Because we're not catching up to the. How about if the playoffs started now, we gotta play the Seahawks again.
So I mean, I think we could be. I think I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, I mean, we winning. So we did a losing streak. If you look at last week, game against the Giants, we played a strong for first half. The second half we came out looked like the bad news Bears, but we jumping in and fumbling and hitting each other and all kind of other crazy mess. But at the end, we found a way to win. The only thing we got to do right now is try to win on Sunday. We win on Sunday.
Yep.
We win on Sunday. We hope everything go well. That we can try to get a bye on. I mean, we can rest the starters for the last game of the year against the Giants. And hopefully we can find some damn daggone continuity somewhere.
That's it. I want to clear. I do not want a single starter playing in MetLife Stadium.
So, and I'm gonna cut y'all. So you asking how Joe Flacco put up 30 against the Jets? It ain't Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco throwing the ball to his receivers, and when they catch the ball, the Jets can't tackle. The Jets can't tackle. They manhandling them. They manhandle. They low on the shoulder.
The 49ers effect. Oh my God. Okay, so the 49ers effect, because that's the same thing people get on Brock Purdy about. Brock Purdy got all these stats, but a lot of his stats are off screens. Oh my God, Detroit done tied the game.
I mean, you can't get overexcited about basketball. There's still a lot of basketball to be played, sir.
Hey, this is history. They're trying not to lose. They've already lost. They're trying not to lose 28 straight.
Oh no. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to piece it together and see what happens. I'm gonna tell you the interesting game this week gonna be that Dallas Detroit.
I was about to say, speaking of the Detroit Lions, 11-4. Now last year Detroit was one game out of the playoffs, and as Eagles fans, we knew Detroit was gonna be a problem because Detroit hung 30 on us, but we won the first week last year. This year, Detroit found a way. Who gets credit in Detroit? Because we say
Detroit. I mean, Detroit been doing for a couple of years now. I mean, coaching. I mean, you playing better defense. You got your decent. You had two things. Two things in the National Football League you can do. You're gonna be successful. If you can run the football and play defense, you can be successful. So that's how that play out.
And I thought Detroit lost their number one. Detroit lost their number one receiver. Not receiver. Detroit lost their number one running back last year in Jamal Williams. So I thought their running game would take a dip. It didn't because Jahmyr Gibbs came in. Jahmyr Gibbs got 800 rushing yards. David Montgomery got 900 rushing yards. Jared Goff, like Cam says, the game manager is not losing them games. Their Amon-Ra St. Brown has 1,200 receiving yards. Detroit is. I still don't know. I gotta wait for him to get back so I can ask him. Is Detroit? Is Detroit? I need someone. When you watch people watch this, put in the comment section. Is Detroit an actual threat in the NFC? Because I need.
Hold on. Yeah, I think Detroit's incredible in the AFC. What, you don't think so?
I mean, they are, but Detroit unfortunately has come to the thing where the name makes you not want to watch Detroit games because people grew up watching football know what Detroit is. Detroit just got their first playoff home game in like since the 90s, since the 80s.
But that's fine. I mean, but that you know, again, if you got solid coaching and you building a culture, you ain't gonna build it overnight. Detroit been working on this progression over a span of a couple of years, so it's not surprising. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know,
I
wouldn't always be surprised about it, huh?
I was like, and I don't know if you heard me when I said that how they got two running backs, both close to 1,000 yards.
That's what I'm saying. If you play defense and run the football, you can be successful in that sport. And that's what Miami did. That's what Miami tends to have trouble with, because sometimes they rely more on that passing game than the running game. That's what we have trouble with. Because last year we could run the ball down your throat. This year we do okay, or when we have to, we would. But that's gonna be about it.
Now I'll say the only difference with that is if I have Tyreek Hill, I'm trying to get him the ball every chance I get to, so that's understandable. And as far as the Eagles go,
I guess.
As far as the Eagles goes, we just have what's the word I'm looking? What's a nice word I can say about our offense coordinator Brian Johnson?
I mean, he get it together and then for first year, man. First year, and I'm the one, and I know, and I can admit I was wrong. I figured since it's still the head coach's offense, I didn't think it'll have a big of effect. But what he's doing, he's trying to put the ball in Jalen's hands and the passing game's hands versus last year we fed off the running game. So Playmaker had Jordan in the house. What's up, man?
What's going on? How you guys doing?
We talking about the NFC and the Detroit Lions. Quinn was saying, they historically they've been bad, and all of a sudden they good. What do you?
No, not all of a sudden they were good last year too. I'm saying they lost Jamal Williams, who led the league in rushing touchdowns last year. I thought they were gonna take a dip in running, and it was gonna be the Jared Goff show. And egg on my face, they got 2 running backs close to 1,000 yards. So
what's your thoughts on the Detroit Lions?
I mean, I agree with Quinn. I thought they were going to take a dip. I still don't put a lot of faith in them when it comes to playoff time. I think that Goff, he's had some troubles when he goes against better ranked defenses. I think his down the field game is great, but I think he doesn't do well with some of the middle passes or the short passes. So I think defenses know that they play against that.
Well, and I agree with you. But I think what they're doing is not the difference between Goff and the Rams when we were throwing the 80 yards downfield every play, and when who he is with Detroit is to play him off that running game. And like I said, I mean, if you can run the football, dude, that makes a big difference in the National Football League.
Which is crazy to your thought, because he had Todd Gurley, and I think if we remember that game, that Super Bowl, they didn't give Todd Gurley a lot of touches that game, if I remember correctly.
Well, and I think defenses say, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to stop the run and don't get beat deep and make him throw underneath. And if he can't do that successfully, you golden.
And that
I think the offensive line is pretty good too.
He had a good line before. I mean, he had everything before when you think about it.
Well, when he was in the Rams?
Yeah, he had everything. He had running backs, he had receivers, had some defensive specialists.
But I thought that was more of a passing attack versus this 10.
That was because that was
they're not up in the eye and running ball down you throw you ain't careful.
I think that Rams Super year, I think that was the same year the Rams and the Chiefs went down to Mexico City and each put up 50.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. So we was over there. They get your tape play. We talking about the NCAA who gonna win the national championship. Who you got between
Michigan
and Alabama?
I'm going with the villain, Alabama.
Why?
So I think that I think Michigan is a little bit one-dimensional. I think even though their quarterback was a Heisman candidate, I think they are really a run-first team, and I think that Alabama will have enough beef up front to try to force them into a passing game type situation.
Actually, real quick, before he asks you another question, because I think we did not have this conversation before the sports show took a break for the holidays. Was Alabama and Texas the right call to be in the playoffs, or should the undefeated ACC champion Florida State team made the playoffs?
So, I mean, it's a flawed system. We all know it's a flawed system. You got you had 5 Power 5 teams and only had 4 slots. So somebody was going to get, eliminated anyway, regardless if you won your conference. I do think that Florida State deserved a shot. But I called it, before we talked that, the committee was not going to eliminate both Alabama and Georgia. They had to have SEC representation. They felt they had to have SEC representation, and it was hard to go against Texas when they had the head-to-head win against Alabama. So if you talk to some Georgia fans are upset that they dropped from 1 to 6. So, it's a flawed system. I think the playoffs will make it a little bit better. But I do think Florida State deserved a shot to play with undefeated season.
Speaking of Texas,
so you got Washington and Texas. Who you got?
I said that when Washington played Oregon, I said I thought Oregon was going to be more physical than Washington, and then Washington proved me wrong that they could be just as physical as Oregon. In this matchup, I think Texas is going to try to be a little bit more physical than Washington. And in this case, I don't know if Washington will be able to handle it, so I'm going to go with Texas.
My logic told me Alabama, Texas, but my mind, my heart want to go with Washington. I want to see Washington throw the ball down the floor and go Washington and Alabama.
I also want to say this before we move back to the NFL. That guy with the Eagles background been making jokes about Bo Nix being old all season. Now
he's about 30.
Let me finish. Now, I don't like Bo Nix. I never liked Bo Nix. I didn't want him on my team. I didn't like him when he was at Auburn. I don't like him here. Michael Penix is older than Bo Nix. But the guy with the Eagles background is all want to give Michael Penix the Heisman, give Michael Penix the Pac-12 championship.
So what school did Michael Penix go to? Be prior to transferring to Washington.
He had 4 years at Indiana.
Indiana, right. And where did Bo Nix come from?
Bo Nix had 3 years at Auburn.
I don't know. Maybe because of all the hype that Bo Nix came with. I didn't appreciate.
There was no hype. As an Oregon fan, last year when real life story, when we went to Applebee's, because Applebee's just started the half price wings or all day wings, and we watched Georgia and Oregon. And when I saw Bo Nix trying that field in that Oregon green, I said, "Oh no!" And what he gonna do? He stunk up the field in Atlanta. Since then, I said, "Bo Nix, do not give me hope. I don't care what you do." And what he do? He came out this year and tried to give us hope, and we lost to Washington twice. Speaking of losing, Detroit's about to lose 28 straight.
Hey man, so yeah, we did with the AFC. I know we jumping around everywhere because we kind of piece it together, but we talk about Miami. Is the Dolphins are pretenders or they are contenders? I say they're contenders because they made the playoffs. Quincy, he suggests they're pretenders.
Well, I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. I mean, that division that they're in. Who else is in that division? I mean,
give me a second.
Buffalo, one of them.
And Buffalo had a a little of a losing streak.
Yeah, Buffalo, the Jets, and the Patriots.
Yeah, so somebody got to win the division. Somebody got to go into the playoffs. I think that Miami is on the right track. I think they're doing a lot of good things. I just don't know if they're ready for Super Bowl contender. I think they're
I mean, so wait a minute now. So let's look at the AFC. So you got the Chiefs.
The Chiefs beat the Dolphins.
You got the Ravens, and you got the Jaguars. So who do you have coming out the AFC right now, playing in the Super Bowl? Who you got playing in the Super Bowl coming out of the AFC? Who you got?
Right now, I think you got to look at either the Ravens or the old favorite Kansas City. And
you can't. But what you got? Choose one.
I'll probably go with the Ravens since Kansas City don't have receivers.
You know what's crazy? Let's think of this for a second. We used to talk about, and no, don't put your pitchforks down after saying this. We used to talk about Brady the same way. Brady goes through the AFC, AFC North, AFC East. And then we were like, oh, Brady don't got receivers except when we have Randy Moss and Gronk. But then the thing always was you don't want to face Brady in New England. You don't want to face him in the snow. You don't want to face him in January. We are literally saying the same thing now about Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead.
No.
The difference is they're not catching the football.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's the biggest difference. But again, and we said it before you got on. The Chiefs are just flat out not catching the football, but it's Patrick Mahomes, and we're like, but they still have a chance because it's Patrick Mahomes.
But there's another aspect that you're overlooking when you're looking at that Tom Brady era, and is that he had a defense on the other side of the ball that could really, it was a top 5, top 10 defense. Most of the times he was there. Kansas City, I don't know if their defense is ranked that high. And I don't know if you say, hey, we're going to play conservative offense and put it on our defense to win the game, which Tom Brady could do in some cases.
New England also kept a slot receiver that seemed nobody could ever cover. I mean, and you had 2-3 of them. Was Welker? You had what the other guy? The last one he had. What's your boy name?
Julian Edelman.
I mean, he kept a slot receiver that I don't think nobody in the league could cover. So,
and even though he didn't have big name receivers, they did catch the ball when he put the ball on them. I mean,
he had a big name tight end, and he had a big name slot receiver.
And he had a running back that could catch it out of the backfield too.
Yeah.
And the other guys, other receivers, they may not have been top 10 receivers, but they were decent receivers. They caught the ball when they did their job. You got guys in Kansas City not doing their job.
Receivers catch the football. Hey, what do you say we growing up? If a receiver can't catch a football, they make him a cornerback.
Hey, I'm glad the Chiefs got a lot of cornerbacks on the offensive side.
And Tom will let you know if you wasn't doing your job. When you went over to that sideline, he let you know. And if Tom got in your face too many times, you wouldn't be on the field. They'll put an extra tackle on the line and have him block so the other guys can get over.
Patrick did something similar. You saw Patrick Mahomes gave his offensive line a bunch of ATV 4-wheelers.
No, see Brady go. He be smacking receivers, but you ain't. But
Patrick Mahomes gave his receivers nothing. Patrick Mahomes gave receivers coal for Christmas.
But
You know,
Aaron, what I
and
was
I'm
saying is,
disappointed.
what I was saying is, so what's the difference in this year and last year that was catching the ball, and this year not catching the ball? Do Eric being in me have something to do with that? The structure and holding players accountable. Because if I was the wide receiver coach, I do, and I know I said it early in the show. I do it like I do high school. You don't catch it, I need 20 push-ups. We're gonna be the strongest wide receiver core in the league, buddy.
So, I mean, when you think about their receiving core and how they acquired their receiving core are really people who are on their second or third team. These guys were not, the studs that demanded the big contracts. These were guys that were looking for a chance to kind of continue their career.
So you said there wasn't no good receivers from the beginning.
Well, I'm saying that these were guys that were looking for their second chance in the market.
So here's the receivers. They got Justin Watson, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, Justin Ross, Rashid Weiss, and Richie James, and then Travis Kelce. Yeah, Playmaker got a point. I know for a fact Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, Justin Ross, Richie James. This is their second or third team.
Because Justin Toney played with the Giants, didn't he?
Yes, and he got out of he was upset with the Giants. Most people would rather have Patrick Mahomes involved than Daniel Jones.
Well, if you ain't catching them, you don't care who throwing it to you. You can't catch it.
And Kadarius Toney there's a highlight tape of Kadarius Toney dropping passes. I think was it last week? One of him in the chest, bounced up, hit him in the hands, and then the quarterback caught it and said, "Oh, Kadarius Toney, you."
The Jaguars came out strong.
If that was Tom Brady, you might have got smacked on the field.
Hey man, I mean, so I guess we go with the Ravens. I mean, the Jaguars had a promising season until the quarterback got hurt. Then It is what it is.
Is there any other NFC team we need to talk about? Do we got to talk about the Cowboys?
NFC, yeah. We only talked about the Eagles. The 49ers.
Well, we talk about the 49ers, the Eagles, and the Lions.
What you say?
Before we leave the AFC, you all make it sound like the Ravens are, basically that's all you got. I mean, the Ravens are an impressive team.
Who?
They just beat San Francisco, which was considered the best team in football. They got defense.
Right? Who said the Ravens gonna win? Come on, the AFC.
Oh my bad. I said this before you hopped on. I think the Ravens may be the best team in football right now.
And then I'll go for I'll throw a sleeper, even though you wanted me to pick a team. I'll go for a sleeper. I'm not counting Buffalo out completely yet.
Let them sleep.
I'm not counting them out completely yet.
I said this on Facebook Live. I think I've said it on a recording, and I'll say it on this recording now. Josh Allen ain't nothing but Joel Embiid, but a quarterback. He'll give you all the stats in the world. You can put him on the cover. Give him an MVP. What are you gonna do with
the playoffs? They're gonna be a wild card, Nesbitt.
Hey, once you in there, it don't matter.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's wide open. You may not, as a team, you better not count out, and they're trying to make a point to you. Them daggone Browns.
Yeah.
Them daggone Browns. The Browns got it. They're making a statement tonight, sir.
And I think we talked about Amari Cooper a couple of weeks ago and his contribution to the league.
But that's not why they raise this saying. Is that defense why they raise it saying?
Yeah, but
Amari Cooper just put up 240 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, he playing pretty decent.
Amari Cooper put up quarterback stats. Amari Cooper put up quarterback stats, line up on the outside.
I ain't taking that away from him. What he got tonight? Cooper ain't playing. He ain't playing.
Give me a second. Let me go.
He ain't playing. He must be out tonight.
Cleveland.
Because he's not on the stat sheet.
Oh no, he's not on the stat sheet.
Yeah, I know he's not on the stat sheet. I don't know. I just started watching the game, so I don't know if he's hurt or not.
I mean, he's not nowhere.
While you're looking at that, I want to say this: Detroit Pistons just lost their 28th straight basketball game, losing to the Celtics in overtime.
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate because they got the coach down there from Phoenix, right?
Monty Williams.
And I don't think this team's record is a representation of his ability. I think
I'll tell you right now. I think their team is worse with him as the coach. Let me tell you why. You want to know? I watched a little bit. I watched the highlights I watched this whole game today. They were up 20 and they lost. The game Tuesday when they played the Nets, they had a 10-point lead. They were winning. But every time they put Cade Cunningham on the bench, or they brought in Alec Burks off the bench, that lead evaporated. So the Pistons have a awful bench. They have awful spacing because none of them can shoot. And you got Cade Cunningham just out there trying to do everything he can so the team doesn't lose.
So Cooper is out due to a heel injury. A non-participator all week. Practice drew questionable designation. Cooper be held out week 17, just 4 days after his historic week. So he had a pretty solid week, but he's out because of a heel injury tonight.
Well, they don't need him anyway. As well as, and let me go back and check. I think they already clinched a playoff spot, so they can. Oh no, they haven't.
No, they ain't clinched no playoff spot. Not the AFC.
Well, they're going to clinch it tonight. They should clinch tonight. They're going to be 11-5 tonight. That should give them a playoff spot, a wild card spot, so they can send him for the rest of the season and have him fresh.
Hey, the Bills may not make the playoffs.
Oh yeah. So
you're correct.
After this week's, after the Browns win, you have the Bills at 9-6, and then you have the Colts, the Texans, the Steelers, and the Bengals at 8-7. Then you got the Raiders and the Broncos at 7-8.
The Bills, so I guess the last game.
They got 2 games.
They got 2 games left. They got the Bills. No, they got the Patriots, and that's it.
The Bills?
Yeah, or the Dolphins. They may not make the playoffs.
So
they may not make the playoffs. If the Browns make the playoffs,
that leaves 2 spots left.
They won't,
The Browns win the playoffs. There's 2 spots left. And like I said, it's been the Colts, Texans, Steelers, Bengals, Raiders, and Broncos.
So you got the Colts, the Raiders. The Bills gonna make it. I think they're 2 games up over the Raiders.
So funny story. The Raiders can still win the AFC West.
Yeah. If Kansas City lose out.
Kansas City lose out. I know the Raiders beat them last week. Did the Raiders sweep them? Where's the other Chiefs game?
So the Bill may not even make the playoffs, sir, and they your sleeper team.
Hey, that's why they're a sleeper team.
They your sleeper team.
You can't see them coming if you don't think they're gonna make it.
You can't see them coming because they in the room. They in the room laying down. We outside trying to figure out who coming outside. They ain't answering the phone.
Yeah, they got their shoes on. Hey, they got on slippers. They in their pajamas. They wake your ass up. So yeah, they go to NFC. We can talk about the Cowboys. We gonna see, man. I mean, they gonna make the playoffs, which is fine. But if they got to play anywhere outside of Dallas, they're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, which is why they need to win these next two.
They're gonna be in trouble. I mean, we can say we in trouble, but like I said, we go ahead and win. We go ahead and win Sunday. We can put the baseball caps on the starters the last game of the season. But Dallas ain't gonna get,
Who do y'all play Sunday?
The Cardinals.
We got Arizona Sunday.
We get to put belts to Jonathan Gannon for costing us that Super Bowl last year.
because so the thing is, we know the 49ers. I'm already putting the 49ers in the number one spot because the game they got Sunday, it shouldn't be no issue for them.
Barring a catastrophe of a loss.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now, they're playing the Commanders. Now, I don't know if the Commanders you're gonna give enough air in the chest to beat them on Sunday, but I don't think so.
You know, the Commanders benched their quarterback,
Sam Howell.
Yeah,
they benched him. They said they benched him halfway through the last game and halfway through the game before that.
So they don't give up. They don't give away their studs on defense. And you don't bench your quarterback, so they don't give up.
Now, can we talk about that for just a second?
Yeah.
I was very curious. Then why do you bench him now? I mean, when you look at his production over the year, I mean, as far as I think at one point in time he was leading in passing yardage.
Let me look at Sam Howell's stats for a second.
Well, go ahead, play. Make your point.
So I'm just trying to figure out what do you, because normally when you bench your quarterback with 2 games left, you want to see what you got, with the other guy. You want to see, evaluate what you got. But the backup that they bringing in is a journeyman. So I mean, you already know, you should know what you have in the quarterback. So I didn't understand the logic behind, benching him at now.
I may have, because I just looked at Sam Howell's stats: 3,600 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, 17 interceptions.
So what that tells me is they're not bringing Sam Howell back as starter next year. What that also tell me is, okay, see, we know we're gonna move away from Sam Howell. Let us see what the journeyman gonna do to see do we got to bring in a second stringer also.
Because unless they think unless they think Bo Nix is gonna be the answer when he comes in, we go in the draft class.
Well, I'm definitely. I'm pretty sure what pick. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a decent pick. I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick a quarterback. I'm pretty sure they're gonna pick a quarterback. So Playmaker, I think they decided to move from Sam Howell, just like you said, see what they got in the backup, and see and so I guess Sam and this guy playing for the backup position. Playing for the backup position. I think they're gonna move away, or they're gonna move away from everybody, and they're just trying to see what else they got.
I mean, then they can move away from everybody except what's Terry McLaurin doing this year?
I mean, you can move from him too. If you're gonna give you don't give away everybody else. Yeah, but you gotta have somebody to block and throw to.
Well, they'll start from scratch. They may have open tryout.
Terry McLaurin, 69 receptions, 885 yards, 3 TDs.
And that's your number one receiver.
Yeah, he got 117 targets. They throw it to him.
How many receptions?
I throw it to him.
How many receptions?
69.
Out of 100 targets, is that accurate? Is that a good percentage?
I'm pretty sure a lot of them, because I don't see if he has. I don't see.
Isn't that 4% playmaker? About around 40%.
Well, let me see how many drops he has, because that may just be a lot of bad throws.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to evaluate based off of that stat because
Sam Howell over 300 yards.
But if he's not throwing accurate passes, you can't blame the receiver for not catching uncatchable balls.
But y'all get this Terry Lawrence a lot of respect.
So 117 targets, only 5 drops.
Okay.
That means there's a lot of overthrown, underthrown, or just badly thrown balls headed his way.
Yeah, that's why he's being bitched. That's why he's being bitched. So you wouldn't have bitched him?
I just don't understand the logic in it. I mean, if you're trying out somebody new, I guess if you want to have a playoff for the backup position, maybe. And then so there's another guy that's going to see the pine this weekend. What do you think about that benching and your boy Russell?
Oh, perfect. Let me look it up. I saw it earlier today.
So Quinn, why you looking that up? And I kind of know where you're going. I just don't think Russell is not your boy's guy. What's the coach? What's your boy name? The coach with Denver.
Sean Payton.
Russell Wilson is not Payton's guy. I think they had problems the first day, and once they've been downhill from there. When Sean Payton went into the locker room, and the team is in one room, and Russell Wilson got his own office to the side, because he been treated like king royalties. I think right there, Sean knew we got to get this guy. If I'm gonna stay here, he got to go.
So
I think if he could put him out, beginning of the season, he would. If he could have been the first game of the season, he would have.
Well, an interesting thing I came across earlier today is he has a no trade clause.
Yeah, it's that, and I'm looking for the exact contract details. He has
that
in his contract, and he has that in his contract, as well as an incentive in his contract that he's going to reach. And I guess the Broncos thought he was going to be bad this year, like he was last year, or maybe get hurt. And then after what happened to them in Miami, Russell Wilson got him in a wild card hunt. So I think they weren't expecting Russell Wilson to be that good. And now that he is, they're like, okay, let's try. We don't want to pay you that incentive money, and we may want to trade you.
And see,
no trade clause, you can't trade him.
With the no trade, that means he has to agree to the trade. So whoever he goes, he has to agree that to be traded there.
So what you think about it? What's your thought?
They are in the hunt right now, and I think that.
Why did he get bitched? Because his play?
Oh, I got it. Well, no, definitely wasn't because of his play. So this says, if he's healthy, Wilson has received $39 million guaranteed in his contract next year. If he suffers a serious injury and hasn't recovered by March, he will see $76 million guaranteed. So if Denver continues to start Wilson and he suffers an injury, it will cost the team $37 million.
Quinn, I don't like what you insinuating, sir. You insinuate that they try to hold that man, but hold his money up. I don't know if I like what you insinuating, sir.
They lose it. So that's it. If he gets hurt, they will owe him checks notes $76 million guaranteed.
But they gotta pay. But guess
so what? You're telling me the Broncos, the Denver Broncos, who's it? Is that Lynch? Is that who's in charge over there in Denver?
They got John Lynch out there, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
John Lynch is telling the world, I would rather sit Russell Wilson and jeopardize us making the playoffs than jeopardize him getting hurt.
No, but Quinn,
having to pay him $76 million.
But Quinn, they still got to pay him because he's not hurt. He didn't get benched because he was hurt. They still got to pay him.
If he stays healthy, it's $39 million. If he gets hurt, it's $76 million. They were trying to bench him so he doesn't get hurt, and they don't have to pay him $76 million.
What you doing that playmaker? What you think about that? Is that plausible?
Allegedly.
It doesn't quite add up. If you look at his last year play versus this year's play, he's playing much better than he played last year. They're on the verge of potentially making the playoffs, and then all of a sudden you want to pull him, and it just doesn't add up on the field. Now, if you take it off the field, which Q is insinuating, then yeah, I can kind of see that. But if you're looking on the field, you're asking your question why and why now. And if you got a fairly new coach in there with them, I don't know what that do with team morale. If you said, hey, we've been sticking with this guy. He may not be the best quarterback, but we finally got some momentum. We finally are almost. We finally got a shot at the playoffs, and then y'all going to bench him? You trying to get picks? What are we trying to do?
So like this, the Broncos' last two games are against the Chargers and the Raiders. Those are two winnable games for the Broncos. Let's say the Broncos win both of those games. Not only do the Broncos maybe get a spot in the wild card, if they win those two and the Chiefs lose their next two, the Chiefs got home field advantage for the first round. But you're going to bench Russell Wilson over contract incentives?
I mean, is that the reason? Or what you think? Is that
it's really not because of play? He's elevated his game this year.
So when you Google, so when they say why did he bench him, they don't give no reason.
They're not going to say the coaches in front office are not going to say we're going to bench Russell Wilson so we don't have to pay him $76 million. They're not going to say that.
Well, I mean, they're probably going to say what you said, HD, is, hey, they want to see what they got for next season. And
wait. Do you want to know who their backup is? Jarrett Stidham.
Who?
Exactly. Jarrett Stidham. Hold on. Let me go back over here. Jarrett Stidham. I'm already looking. Let's look at your roster. Jarrett Stidham. Where are y'all quarterbacks at? Oh, no.
I mean, they said bench him in favor of Justice Statham. 2 games left. Then they're talking about his contract, so I guess that's true.
6'2" from Auburn, 4th year in the league, 27 years old. Last year, Jarrett Stidham had 656 passing yards, 4 TDs, 3 interceptions.
Hey man, if you Wilson, do you ask for a trade after this, sir?
Well, they probably already sat down and had that conversation because he has a no trade clause.
Okay, but what team would want Russell Wilson?
He'll find work.
Okay, so let's Dolphins are good. Bills are good. Jets have Aaron Rodgers. The Patriots.
Hey, the Jets may have Aaron Rodgers if he come back.
That's at next year. This for next year. So the Patriots is a possibility.
The Patriots. He's better than the Patriots quarterback.
Yeah. Then you look at Ravens, Browns, Steelers, Bengals. They're all set.
Wait a minute,
Well,
you're going too fast. Slow down.
Ravens, Browns, Steelers,
slow
Bengals.
down. Ravens, no. Browns, maybe. If your boy don't come back healthy, are you gonna trust Flacco to run the show for a whole year?
I'll tell you right. Yeah, you want to know the difference between Joe Flacco and Russell Wilson? One MVP. That's it. One MVP those two.
I mean, you went down. The Bills, no. The Dolphins, no. Bills, no. Jets, and Patriots, maybe. Chiefs, no. Raiders, the Raiders could use.
I don't think they're going to trade inside the division, which is why I don't think it's going to go to the Raiders.
Well, I'm just saying, could they use Russell Wilson?
The Raiders can use a lot of things in a
playmaker. Could the Raiders use Russell Wilson?
Well, actually, once I get the Raiders are also in contention for the AFC West, and with the starting quarterback of Aiden O'Connell. So mess around and let Aiden O'Connell get this team to the playoffs. No, I don't need you, Russell Wilson.
What you think, sir? Hold on, that playmaker.
I would probably pass if I'm the Raiders, because right now they're gonna have a new coach next year. So you're probably thinking about building your franchise. I don't know if you at Russell Wilson's with 35, 36. I don't know if you pull the trigger on that.
I hope the Raiders do not get rid of Antonio 35. And the coach. I hope the Raiders do not just use him as an end. I hope they go ahead and make him a permanent coach. Because when they normally do with our coach, they bring the brother in there to turn around and cut his butt at the end of the season.
He beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. I think that alone, you deserve a second. You deserve another year. That alone.
So the Ravens, no. The Browns? You think Russ go to the Browns?
No.
I think the Browns are going to say, they're going to look at Deshaun Watson and say, we're paying you this much money. We're going to play you. And all that's going to do is have them slip back down that AFC North until it's time to bring back in Joe Flacco.
I don't know. The Steelers can use. You think the Steelers can use Russell Wilson?
No, they're going to give Kenny Pickett another chance. Kenny Pickett just got hurt.
Jaguars, no. The Colts, no. They got that young quarterback. The Texans, no. The Titans, maybe. The Titans?
Yeah, maybe. Because Will Levis is inconsistent, and I saw Tannehill throw the game away last week.
So there's some places in the AFC he can go. If you want to go to the end, go back to the NFC. There's some places he can go. The Eagles, no. Cowboys, no. He can definitely go to the Giants. Oh, no, they don't pay Daniel Jones all that money. They ain't gonna Giants. Carolina, no. The Commanders, no.
Well, Commanders,
no.
Wait, hold on. Commanders, maybe. We just said that we don't think they believe in Sam Howell, and they're giving.
But they're gonna get somebody new. They're gonna get a young. They're gonna get a young quarterback fresh out the draft. They're gonna go brand new.
It depends on the coach. And remember, they want to get a new coach. Some coaches like to go with old veterans. Some coaches like to go. So
you think he's going to be that next year? You think he's done?
Who? Ron
done.
They was giving him a courtesy and not walking him off the field. I'll be surprised if he still got a parking space.
Ron done. Okay. Seattle. He ain't going back to Seattle.
He ain't going back to Seattle. Also, they don't need him back in Seattle.
Right. Well, they're gonna need some. They ain't going to the Cardinals. The Lions, the
Well,
Vikings.
actually, hold on. The Cardinals is interesting because you don't know if the Cardinals are going to move on from Kyler Murray or not.
But they ain't
Nah.
gonna go whatchamacallit over Colin Murray. I mean, that's the same issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, actually, complete opposite issues. You got one person people question if he wants to play. Another person may just be straight up too old to play.
And he can go to any team in the NFC South, except for Panthers. I think the Panthers are solidified where they want to stay at.
Yeah, Atlanta.
The Buccaneers may want to keep riding that Baker Mayfield train.
Nah, it's gonna run up the stretch next year. Don't worry. Atlanta gonna need.
But as of now, he got him in the playoffs.
See, the thing with Russell is not going to be necessarily his talent and all that. It's going to be the money. I think that's the thing that's going. How much money is it going to cost another team if they execute this trade, or what are they going to give up in return? I think that's going to be the big thing.
But I wonder, is he going to be a backup, but he'll go come in starting somewhere?
Well, not for that money. Not for the money he's getting. He's not getting backup money.
Yeah. So who you got win coming out of the NFC, man? Championship. So we got I think we consensus with Baltimore coming out the AFC. Who you got coming out the NFC, playmaker?
I like the 49ers.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay with the Eagles. I mean,
Eagles not a bad pick.
They've been playing like garbage all season.
We have, which is very concerning. It still is concerning because as Eagles fans, we always said at some point we're gonna put together a good game, and we haven't. We have not put together a complete game at all this season, and somehow we still 11-4.
How is your quarterback's health? Is he going to be healthy?
Yeah, he's healthy.
Jaden's fine. I don't. Matter of fact, I think he played a little. I'm not saying the offense played scary because I think he played a little very timid last game before throwing the ball downfield. Healthy wise, I think he's fine. I think he's still dinged up a little bit, but I think he's gonna go.
I think it's the opposite. And someone pointed I was scrolling and someone pointed out earlier. Jalen's taking a lot more risk throws. Last year we run the ball and then try to air it out. This year he's taking a lot. He's throwing a lot of throws to a covered AJ Green, a covered AJ Brown, a covered Devontae Smith, a covered Quez Watkins for some.
And you know why, right? Because the way defense are playing you. Because we're not running the ball the way we're supposed to. They can play us with a light box. If you got a light box on the inside, and you can cover the ends. That's what's making the big difference.
And that is 100% coaching. We had this issue last year, but this year it's to an egregious extent because why are we not giving DeAndre Swift more touches? We have a good running back in Rashad Penny who hasn't touched the field this year, but we trying to throw the ball to Quez Watkins has annoyed me this year.
Coach Jay, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
And we're not live, but we gonna record and put it on the YouTube. We glad you joined us. So they're gonna get you in since you jumped on. We'll talk about the Eagles, man. What are your thoughts with that program?
That's a good question. Just they got to learn how to keep winning. That's all. That's all that matters. Everybody else get all excited about how they playing, and you just got to win, man.
I got a better question for you. Is Aiden O'Connell the future of the Las Vegas Raiders?
It appears, but look like Antonio Pierce is the future of the Raiders.
I hope
Did
so.
they offer him a full-time job yet? Or
Say
he's still
again.
an intern? Or he's still an intern? Or they give
He's
him a
still
full?
he's still interim, but he's picking up some momentum though.
Yeah, I'll say he does.
We were talking about the Raiders, man. Talking about Russell Wilson, he got benched. And so if he get traded, you think he'd be a good old fit in Las Vegas, or he wants something a little younger?
Well, I kind of like what we got, to be honest with you. As long as we got rid of Carr, and that was the best thing.
AD?
That's the only thing I could have done to help satisfy me.
Yeah.
Did you hear about Sam Howell getting benched?
You mean the great arm talent?
That great arm strength.
Is that the same guy we talking about?
I thought you would probably enjoy that.
Yeah, well, I kind of saw that coming like 6 or 7 weeks ago. I don't know where we got off on this guy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think we were talking about who we got coming out of the NFC East and who not the East, the NFC and the AFC. We talking about Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, and that wasn't a match. I don't know how you just benched the man, and you winning with him now, but I don't know how that gonna play out.
Well, Peyton to me is like he just reaching for something to put his hat on. He just, I don't know. He wants it to have his stamp on it.
And get his guy in, but who would he bring in? Who will be his guy?
Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah.
Hey, he gonna get Jameson.
Do what?
He gonna get Jameson down in New Orleans.
Jameson.
They'll run him off quicker than they did Russell.
If you ever if you ever listen to
but I still got this.
Go ahead.
Who?
I said, go ahead.
What you say, Quentin?
I'll say, if you ever hear how New Orleans fans talk about Jameis Winston compared to Derek Carr, you would think Jameis Winston's a starter. New Orleans Saints fans do not like Derek Carr.
Well, Derek Carr's a lot to be desired. He came in with a little. I don't know if he's the arrogance of him, but he came in like he can make this thing work. And I don't think he been doing the do.
Have y'all talked college football, primarily the bowl games, and how we're seeing a number of players opting out not to play in the bowl games? Have you already had that discussion?
Very light, but you can go in. You can give your take. What's your take on it?
Well, we talked about this earlier. I understand that you got players going into the draft and want to secure their draft potential. And I understand you got people in the portal and no longer associating with the team that they're transferring from. But I think both of those things, when I see in the Arizona-Louisville game, you had 20 players opted out. When I'm looking at the Georgia-Florida State game, you got 40 people opting out. It kind of takes away, and for me, it takes away a little bit from the sport.
So I think you're right. However, the Florida State-Georgia game is a little bit different, specifically from Florida State side, because Florida State's looking at this like, you're giving us a consolation prize when we should be in the playoffs in the first place. So that's when if I was a Florida State player, especially if I'm going to the draft, this Orange Bowl ain't doing nothing for me. You ain't never, and when you look watching draft, the draft recaps or lottery, when they're talking about the draft, you will never hear, and he played great in the Fiesta Bowl. You don't never hear that.
But what about the commitment to your team? I mean, you committed to play for a year, and now you're not playing for the year.
But it's not like this is something new. This has been going on for the last, even before NIL, all the portal was in place. If guys thought they was going to get drafted and they was in a mediocre bowl, they've been opting out of it. This is nothing new.
At this rate, though, at the rate,
not at this rate, but it's always been there. I mean, it's just nothing new. You know, I don't know. Like you said, not at this rate, but people are making business decisions, and these young kids who have been playing need to be able to make these business decisions. These coaches been opting out for years. If they left the school, you know, yeah.
I guess you also look at it. I mean, and then we talked about earlier. I mean, playing for the Orange Bowl is cool, but if I ain't playing for the national championship, why am I playing this thing?
Well, if you're talking about people going to the NFL, that's one thing. But if you're talking about people just hitting in the portal and opting out because they're transferring to another team, I don't. That's a harder pill for me to swallow.
So you think you think that they are leaving the school and they should play in the bowl game?
Well, I think they should. They shouldn't. They shouldn't be able to transfer until after the season.
Agreed.
Yeah, I could see why you would say that, but at the same time, if I'm the coach or if I would say, you know, go ahead and go. If you're leaving, evidently you not happy anyway, and we probably haven't been playing that much. If you just leaving because you're going to the portal, evidently there's a reason why you're going in the portal.
Yeah, you ain't playing. If you ain't playing or you ain't getting what you need,
That's right.
why you in there.
Yeah,
but to me,
you ain't going to portal just because you happy with the way things are going.
Well, but the thing about it is, I mean, you have starters that are entering into the portal.
That too.
So it's not that, you know, they're not getting playing time. It's not like, you know, they may not, the coaching staff may not be happy with them. They just electing to go, and which is fine. I'm just saying, finish out the season, move the portal dates till after the season, and then let's go from there, because it's also a distraction. It's a distraction for the coaching staff, and it's a distraction for the rest of the players to be like, "Hey, dog, you staying here? You going? What you doing? You know, who we gonna have on practice on Monday? Who gonna be there on Monday with us?"
Yeah, but as long as you've been having your cake and you've been able to eat it too, it's time now that you really start eating it. If these guys, they should make decisions. If they gonna want to be there, then you don't be there. You know, this is a business decision, and you decided this is not something I want to do. And we live in a society now where it's changed a lot. That old no gain, no pain theory is gone. These young people don't play that game anymore. They will pack up at any time, and they will be gone.
I play for the pride of the school because I'm a Tiger. I'm playing for the Tigers. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So we know that college football is big money. We know, and
big business.
A big business, big money. And we know that they're going to protect their investment, and they're going to kind of alter the rules to make sure they protect their investment. Do you think they're going to start putting some stuff in place to kind of help, you know, either put a salary cap on NIL money like they have in NFL, or do you know, different contracts that kind of make sure people play the full season, you know, with penalties and stuff like that, or even like they did with the NBA in season, you know, give people some money if they win the bowl. If you going into the bowl, for an incentive for you to stay with the team and play, we're gonna give you a couple of $1,000, a couple of $100,000 to kind of keep you around.
But see, we, you know, like I know, the NCAA ain't having it. They ain't giving. They don't want to give them nothing anyway. And I think it's a good deal that they probably going to do something so they can get the control back, because they've lost control, and they should not have that much control when these coaches, if they get another job, they leave and they don't coach in the bowl games. They don't do anything. They just pack their stuff and they're gone. And the players should get the same liberties.
And even I agree with coaching, just like with the NFL, you can't be tampering with people in the middle of the season. You got to wait until after the season to kind of do stuff. And I think that should be the same in college football. Hey, if you're on the roster at the beginning of the season, finish out the season.
Well, I mean, if the coach gets fired during the season, Jimbo Fisher got fired during the season, and they got to pay him $70-something million on top of his firing.
So here's a question. Here's a good question. How come we mainly only see this in football? You don't hear basketball player transferred to another school. You see them, they either go to league or they just stop playing, they go overseas. You don't see transfer.
Probably because it's a harder game to leave on football. Well, basketball, you can still. I don't know if you can still get the same training overseas in football that you can in basketball, and still go
also
to the NFL.
you're talking a numbers game too. Versus you may have 20 guys on the basketball team versus 100-something guys on the football team.
Right.
So you're gonna see more activity with the college football thing, just based on numbers.
But it's the talent. It's the talent difference. Because in basketball, I could probably go overseas and play. I can play 1 year at Duke and go overseas and play 1 year and still go into the league. Can you still do that as football because the game is different? I mean, you can't. I mean, you can go overseas and play football, but it's not gonna be at the level as the NFL playing.
So I think because there's some rugby players who they'll go from rugby and then straight enter the NFL draft. Or they'll be a free agent.
You look at all the other sports, they can go into their profession. They don't even have to go to college. They can go straight to start playing golf. They can go straight to start playing baseball. So why are we holding these guys hostage for 3 years? And it's real simple, because it's $1 billion operation. And none of the other sports are $1 billion operations, so they don't care if they go or stay. But because they furnish so much for these schools, they got to keep these guys there. They got to be there for 3 years before they graduate in class because of the money that they produce for these universities.
Which that's crazy. I think it's not just football. I think women's college basketball is the same way. I think they got to be a certain age before they can go into the WNBA draft.
Who is that?
Women's basketball.
Girls college basketball.
But don't the NIL and the NCAA don't have no allegiance to each other, do it? The NCAA can't regulate the NIL money, can they?
No.
So we talking putting away. How can you put if you can't manage the money? How can you put restrictions on it? How can you cap it?
How did they manage it before?
They didn't. They were just under table boosters. They didn't manage it before.
No, they managed it before because you can lose your eligibility. That's how they manage it.
NIL. I can lose. You're right. I can lose my scholarship, but I won't lose my NIL.
But you'll lose your eligibility to play sports.
But I can still make money NIL. Any other cat ain't played the game, is the third highest paid NIL player in college football.
Not just a player. His name is Arch Manning.
I mean, he ain't played a down, and he won a third highest paid NIL player in college football, dude.
But he's on the team. He's eligible.
I don't know.
On the team, he's eligible. But if you start, if they say, hey, we're going to control this by eligibility, and if you do anything to violate our rules, we're going to take away your eligibility. Now, the only thing you can do now is go to the league, you go overseas, but you're not going to be on the college football field.
But that don't count for my NIL money.
Well, if I'm a booster and I'm paying you to play for Colorado and you're not on the roster, am I going to still keep paying you?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to pay who's going to be on the field.
I don't know. What's your thought on that, Coach? What's your thought?
Well, I think he make a good point, but I think one thing that they are looking at too is that they've kind of tipped their hand, and everybody knows where college football has been hide behind this student athlete thing. That now that all the conference are changing, everybody understands that it's about money now. So how you gonna regulate somebody else's money when you have showed your hand that all you care about is making money?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've seen this game many times when people try to regulate other folk money. Now that's nothing new. That's nothing.
I just find it hard. You can't put that genie back in the bottle. Huh?
Yeah, but I think for so long they have played this different card that allowed them to have more control. But once you start doing what the NCAA has been doing, they kind of threw their cards on the table.
But we just said this is a $1 billion industry. If I'm one of these guys that was been making billions of dollars off of this industry, and now my money start looking funny, I'm gonna come up with a way to try to get my money back right.
Yeah, period. I think they would if they could, but right now they have shown their hand, and they show that the only thing you care about is your money. What about the other people's money? Let's leave their money alone because it ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah. Yeah, ain't got to do with my money.
Leave their money alone. You've been robbing the bank for so long now, and they get a little piece of it, which they should have been getting a piece of it. Leave them alone. Don't you start come running over here trying to regulate this and regulate that, because we're not having it anymore.
I think the way they're trying to regulate it now is their playoff system next year. Okay, we're gonna count out some of these bowl games.
Yeah, but
and we're gonna streamline this and make everybody play this playoff system.
Yeah, we've already they've showed their hands, and now everybody know that there's nothing but making money.
Yeah,
and making money.
And they've taken the court. They won different lawsuits and stuff. They better go sit down before they take them to court and really change it.
Okay. Yeah. It could go the other way. It could go the other way. Let's switch over the NCAA term. Go ahead.
I was gonna take the different sport entirely if we're talking money real quick. This is all my black fathers and black mothers. If you got a child who wants to play a sport, tell them to pick up a baseball glove, a baseball bat, and a helmet, because they giving out $700 million guaranteed over there if you can throw the ball and hit it.
Yeah, I agree with you, but just take a look around and see that there's no more Devontaes and Quintons and all of them. They've gone to the foreign market and another market, so they don't need the Dwight Goodens no more. If you might want to play the sport, but they're gonna make sure that they put enough roadblocks where you ain't playing no baseball. They are Strawberry, Dwight Gooden.
There ain't no way that if you're talking about a known black baseball player, you got Mookie Betts on the Dodgers. Because speaking of the Dodgers, ain't no way the Dodgers got literally $1 billion to spread between two players, and there ain't no place there for a black kid to make a roster. Not saying that's racial. I'm saying a kid
well, and to piggyback on that point,
name you any other black baseball player besides Mookie Betts and Josh Chisholm.
And piggyback on that point, they started baseball with these kids at 6 and 7. They got baseball camps and baseball clubs where I'm gonna make it do like AAU, where they go baseball clinics from 7, 8, 9. So these cats been throwing this thing from 8, 9, 10 years old. They actually push the African American athlete, which baseball was a little slow anyway. For our team, they kind of push that out our whole region genre. Back in the day, we were baseball fiends. You don't see it no more.
Which
I think they started really, at a young age.
Baseball is relatively easy to pick up. First off, you can go start off at the very basic rocks and the stick, the basic of basics, and go from there. Honestly, A cheap baseball glove and an actual baseball, not expensive. That's pretty cheap. Then
Well,
that's all
let
I'll
me
say.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Why didn't you play baseball?
I did.
Well, and what happened?
I moved down here and chose to play basketball.
Oh,
Or better, my pops will tell you better. Honestly, that ball after I saw someone start throwing 70, 80, I said, "Oh, I am not keeping up." I
Yeah,
got the arm.
hey,
I got the
but
arm
that
to play
baseball
outfield.
now.
I got
Hey,
the arm to play outfield.
I don't know if y'all play baseball, but think about that baseball. And when you in that batter's box and that thing humming at you by 80, that'll make you get out. You instead of trying to hit it, you trying to get out the way of that sound gun. That thing
Yeah,
hurt when it
so
hit you. Now.
I did not have the reaction time to hit a ball going 80, let alone hit a ball going 80 with a curve. I could throw it though. I could throw the ball. I just couldn't hit it. Well, after it started getting a certain speed, I couldn't hit it.
Mm-hmm. But that's
well,
what
to me, it's
go ahead.
just interesting that how if you look at the game, and when we was coming up, there was a lot of kids in my neighborhood that played it. But once you got to the high school level, they started thinning them out, and a lot of them didn't even make the team, and they were better than the kids that were on the team in rec league ball. But by the time they got to high school, they just started kind of weeding them out, and before you know it, everybody was doing basketball and football because they couldn't get on the baseball team.
Oh,
Yeah, but I'll say because I know as there are black people can play. I go to HBCU now. Our basketball teams, but our baseball team is we have a pretty good baseball team. So yeah, you can get you as a black high schooler, black elementary schooler, you can make it to the college level playing baseball. It may not be your South Carolina.
How many of them get on the farm league team and end up advancing in baseball?
That's right.
I don't know. That one I don't know because I don't have a lot of conversations with them. I just know we have a good baseball team because I've actually sat and watched our team play.
Well,
how many of those baseball team or our basketball team?
How many of those are getting drafted from that baseball team to go to a farm league or get drafted to play in the MLB?
Ooh, now that one I don't
know.
Many. We are a small HBCU. We are a small HBCU, a small.
Because a lot of them cats going to farm league team to play baseball with level out of high school. They would even stepped on the college campus.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Baseball, like I said, I think you said it. Baseball is one of those sports that you can go to the AA right out of high school. But
how many of them you see? How many of them you see doing that?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. No.
Not a lot.
And then the ones that do, by the time they sunk through the farm league, they still don't get to the majors.
Yeah. Yeah, they a lot of layers to that thing. Let's talk about one more sport that we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks you guys for joining late. But we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But they talk about the basketball. Talk about the in-season tournament. What's you guys' thoughts on the in-season tournament? Ned, what's your thoughts on the in-season? Anybody? Go ahead.
The Lakers won, and they're going to diminish it because LeBron won it. Okay, someone else can go.
What would you think about the in-season tournament, Playmaker?
Initially I was a little bit hesitant about watching it because I thought it was going to be a little bit too much. But after watching it, I thought it brought some intensity to the games earlier on. The guys were actually playing hard, and usually they don't start playing hard till after All-Star. So I thought it was in it from an entertainment purpose. I thought it was good, and I enjoyed it.
What about you, Coach?
Well, I say I enjoyed it, and one because I like the Lakers. So when they won it, but to me, after it was over, it was like very anticlimactic. Like what now? What? And the Lakers have gone as far as to hang a banner up there with the final banner that they have. They got
Oh,
like
they
17
Now
did?
that
world
one,
championships.
now
They
okay,
did have
And
the
now
now
banner.
now watch this.
now
Watch
you
this.
go,
That was a Adam Silver call. I don't think anyone on the Lakers actually wanted to hang it. That was a Adam Silver told, "Hey, hang this up. Let them
well,
show that you want it."
all I know is it looked like a second-rate event. To put that up there with the championships that the boys have won, and to put that
Yeah.
into it is probably a lot of propaganda behind it, but substance,
I do think
not
it
so
wouldn't
much.
look crazy if the Pacers had won it. It wouldn't look crazy in Indiana. The fact that they hung the play tournament next to 17 of them things, that looks crazy. But if if the Clippers won it and you hang it up there next to a photo of Kawhi Leonard, hey, it looks good up there. But next to 17, it looks kind of crazy.
Wow.
Well, I think they did what they wanted to do. I think they wanted to cause attention to basketball early in the season. And what happened after the end season, you kind of like everything. You kind of got a little, okay, now what we doing, little like down period. Okay,
and the Lakers hadn't helped it much because now they've lost like 12 out of 14 games. Like, this is your champion. So now what? They
Yeah,
can't even beat they can't even beat the Spurs right now. So like,
yeah, they nice. They
man,
16 and 15. Ooh,
I look at y'all. Can we? I want to talk about. Can I talk about the Spurs for a second? Well, I want to talk about one thing first. Because this is the people, y'all not on Twitter, but I'm on Twitter, so I see this. There are people out there saying Kobe and Jordan would not play they wouldn't take the play-in seriously. First off, do y'all know who those two are? If you watch The Last Dance, Jordan was gambling on throwing nickels at the wall. You think Jordan wouldn't want to win an NCAA tournament just to say he won it? And Kobe the same way.
I think they would have won it. I don't know if they would have allowed it to be hung up in the Raptors.
Well, I don't think they have a choice. I think that was the lead. That was a lead decision. That was over their pay grade, sir. I think that was over their pay grade, sir.
What I
think
want to talk
that's
about the
Adam
Spurs.
Silver doing.
What I want to talk about with the Spurs have I don't know if it's coaching, but you have a kid over there, Jeremy Sohan. Popovich telling him, "Yeah, I want you to run the offense." Hey, that's cool and all. This is an experiment. You have 7'4" with an 8-foot wingspan, and if you watch a Spurs game, they have trouble just giving him the ball or just flat out don't give him the ball. And it's not like he's covered and they're double teaming. There are times where Wemby runs the floor, he's the first one down, and they just don't give it to him. There's times he got the mismatch, and he got the arm up here, and they're just not throwing it to him.
Hey, you got one issue right now. Who watched the Spurs?
The Spurs have like 17.
Watch him just to see the old boy play.
If you turn the TV on, the Spurs have like 17 televised games this year.
I think I'd rather watch paint dry than to watch the Spurs.
So you never seen what's the guy, the 7 foot
Victor Wembanyama? You never seen him play?
Yeah, I've seen him play a couple times, and I think he's a talented person. But do I want to sit down and watch him play on no, thank you. I'll pass on that.
Since we're talking basketball, is Klay Thompson done?
Been done.
Yeah.
So you don't think he's going to get him
been done? The Warriors Twitter said, put out a video. This is why you should vote Klay Thompson to be an All-Star game. And it was clips from 2015.
That whole Warriors organization.
You put up the 60-point Klay game and a highlight. This is why Klay Thompson should be an All-Star in 2023.
I think this Warrior dynasty is done, guys.
Yeah.
I think the dynasty is done. I mean, you don't think? What you think, Play? You don't think it's done?
I think this upcoming off season will determine if they get them a stud and allow take some of the pressure off of Curry and allow some of these other guys to be role players versus the go-to guys, I think they can they have a shot. But it depends on if they can get a stud to come in and solidify them.
I think you blow it up. I think you go ahead and try to you try to get what you can get for Draymond. You try to get what you can get for Clay. I think you blow it up.
I don't think you're getting a lot for either of those two. First off, nobody wants to deal with Draymond trying to choke somebody out every other week. You don't want to deal with that. Second, you don't want Clay is literally just a cone on defense and a shooting machine and a half broken shooting machine on offense. What do you get for Klay Thompson? What do you give up for Klay Thompson? Where that you think you got something value in return?
He could be. I mean, he still can shoot the ball now. I mean, he's still been spot up shooter for somebody's team. I mean, he ain't gonna run the flow, but he's still been spot up shooter for somebody.
He's a great spacer. If you have somebody who demands a double team, and you're trying to help create some space for him, having Klay basically like Michael did with Steve Kerr. You can double if you want to, but do you want to leave this man open behind the 3-point line?
There are some times where when Klay has an off night and he's trying to shoot himself out of it, and you look down and look up, and now he 1 for 12.
Well, the difference in that is Klay, quote unquote, a splash brother. But after he leaves Golden State, he's no longer going to be labeled a splash brother. He's going to be a role player that's going to get 10 to 15 minutes a night to sit in that corner.
You know what else he going to get?
When it comes to him.
You know what else he going to get? A blazer and a microphone, because he'll be mid-court calling the game.
I think Klay would sooner retire than go join a rebuilding team and play 15 off the bench.
Well, he might well get ready to retire because that's where he headed. But let's do this though. Out the West, you got the Timberwolves 1, Thunder 2, Nuggets 3, Clippers 4, Kings 5. All that 5, when the season ends, do you think they're gonna still stay the same? Do you think the Timberwolves and the Thunder can hold their top spots the rest of the year?
Timberwolves, yes. Thunder, yes.
Wow.
In fact, I think that top 3 is going to be the 3 at the end, with probably a mix of the 3. They're probably going to cycle between 1 and 3.
What you think, Play? Make anybody else? What do you think? I got my thoughts. What do you think?
Name the 3 again. I just want to make sure before I comment.
I give you top Timberwolves. That's 1, Thunder 2, Nuggets 3, Clippers 4, Kings 5. Is that gonna be that way towards in the spring?
I don't know about the Thunder.
But you everywhere. You ain't saying where you at? Where you at?
Wait a minute. Well, sir, let me say this. It's a long season, and when you have a long season, you got to start thinking about what kind of bench play you're going to get that kind of carries some of your people through. And I don't know what those teams' bench looks like to say that, hey, if Anthony Edwards need to miss, 2 or 3 weeks, do they got somebody else that can carry the load?
Let me look at the roster.
So my answer is, what's your answer? What's your answer, Coach? You think they're gonna stay the same, or some cream gonna rise to the top?
I say the cream will definitely rise to the top, and the ones you just named, I say no, and no. Maybe Denver, but them other 3, no.
I can see the Nuggets stay. I can see the Nuggets moving up to 2 or 3. I can see the Clippers. The Clippers play good ball now. Can it get?
I was gonna say that's a team. That's a team that they better look out for. Them darn Clippers, man. Tyrone is kind of stirred the drink up pretty good.
Yeah, the Clippers. The Cleveland playing pretty solid ball.
You
Oh,
know what I
I
yeah.
need
think
y'all.
the
You know what I
Nuggets,
need
the
y'all to
Clippers gonna
do.
be there, huh?
You know what I need y'all to do. Watch these teams. Just watch them.
The Kings are.
Just watch the Timberwolves. Watch the Thunder. Watch the
The
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Like I said, the starting five are decent. I just don't know if they're going to be able to play. We're talking about 82 game season. That's the only thing I'm not sure of.
I'm talking about the April and May. I'm not saying the Timberwolves gonna drop out the top. I'm not saying the Timberwolves gonna drop out the top 10 or top 10. But I don't think they're gonna be the number one spot in April. I think you're gonna find the Nuggets, find the Clippers. And I think the Timberwolves gonna fall down. I think the Thunder gonna fall down in the mix. And the cream gonna rise. I don't know. The Kings been making moves this year.
You're looking at the Clippers, and y'all always talk about how Kawhi don't play, and Paul George is injury prone. So
but
then
they
you
balling now. They balling now. You gotta give them credit when they're balling.
Now, when you talk about it's an 82 game season, and neither one of them have played like 60 games in the past few seasons.
They balling now. That's my. I think they balling now. I
They're
still think
everybody
the
else,
commissioner,
and they're fourth right now.
the commissioner don't put a snap on the load management thing. He doesn't put. He told Kawhi that y'all got to start playing.
You got to play some big games.
Yeah.
Now we losing money.
He didn't tell Bradley Beal that, because Bradley Beal only played 4 games for the Suns, and you got Kevin Durant down there like, we brought you here. Why aren't you playing?
He hurt.
He missed like 20 games off of a bruise foot or a bruise somewhere.
So we'll see. Who you still coming? And we're gonna wrap it up right now. I know it's getting late. Who you got coming out the West? I know we early. Well, no, they stay in football. Who you got winning championship at football? Who you got winning championship Super Bowl? Who you got in Super Bowl?
I got the Ravens and the 49ers.
Okay, who you got winning it?
The 49ers.
You playmaker.
Well, that's what I said earlier. Ravens, 49ers. And I'm gonna go with Ravens. I mean, I think they exposed your boy Purdy the other day, so I'm gonna Ravens.
Q.
The Ravens and whoever. I don't know who's making out the.
Man,
the
go
MVP.
ahead and say the Eagles. Man, we know that.
I don't want to say the Eagles. Why? Because we have not put together a complete game all season, and I don't expect us to put it together a complete game once the playoffs hit, where everything's intensified plus 100.
All right. So who you got? You got the Ravens, and you don't know who else.
Ravens versus one of those top 3 teams.
Oh, turncoat.
Wow. You really went out on a limb that time.
Yo, we are not good. We are just talented. We are not coached well. Our secondary is not good. We choose not to run the ball.
Hey. We're not going to open that can of worms back up. We done heard it all.
So I'm gonna go a different route. I think the Ravens playing good. I think they had a good win. So I mean, I don't know. I go Ravens, and I'm going Eagles. I'm going Eagles coming out the East. Coming out NFC.
Yeah.
And I think that's about it, man. Shoot, hey, how long we've been here for a little bit? Any last thoughts, man, before we wrap this thing up? Q.
Yes. Mike Evans for NFL Hall of Fame.
Okay. Any last thoughts your way, Coach Albert?
Go Ducks.
They just lost the Rutgers.
Okay.
What?
They lost.
What you say?
They lost to Rutgers. The Ducks.
No, I said Ducks. That's Oregon.
Oregon Ducks.
I do. I don't want to watch them.
Last word.
I don't want to watch them play Liberty.
I was hoping we was going to get into this Florida State and why they leaving the ACC.
Wait,
But
go
I
jump
guess
in
we'll
it. Just playing. We got time. Jump in it. I don't know the backstory. Jump in it.
Well, no, I was going to ask the question: is it all because of them not getting the chance to play it for the national title, or is it some other things, and that was just the cake, the cherry on top? Does anyone know?
I think them and Clemson have planned to leave. There was rumors they're going to leave a few years ago, and they're just waiting for their contract to end with ACC. I think, this was the cherry on top. This was y'all just don't care about the ACC, even though Florida State and Clemson are.
Florida State. Wait till Georgia get through with y'all. They're going to show you why they were not in the college playoff. You don't have a quarterback. And if you start trying to play against full-length teams, Florida State going to get killed.
Well, I don't know how many players play. I mean, you got 40 players ain't playing. You got 20 players on both sides ain't playing, so you all know you get a good look.
That could be both of their walk-on teams going to be playing.
Yeah,
but I think it's a slight for the ACC. If you win your conference, you don't get invited to the dance. I think it's a small slight, but I don't know
win your conference
behind it, so I can't
win
answer
your conference 13-0 and beat 2 SEC teams. At that point, that's just disrespectful.
Okay.
So I don't know, but all right, guys, let's get ready. Hey, man. Hey, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching the show. We'll definitely be back for the new year. And like always, guys, when your next move be the game changer. Peace.
Later.